because he said that I look like an escort. And then this other guy, I'm going to sue him too on YouTube because he said something. He kind of lied to me in the very private. He's like, what, huh? That's who. Does that even make any sense to anybody? That's like a busybody housewife who's just looking to be known. That's that narcissistic stuff. And the sad part is, part of it's funny, but part of it's really sad too. And what's sad is though so many. What's really sad is so many other delusional females will sit back. She's got a case. You should sue. I'm like, now that's what's weird.
Yes, that's really weird. Well, again, it's anybody who says she has a case, obviously we're dealing with her. So let me read these super chats here. B-Boy number one says this show is going to be awesome. Dallas Cowboys, $5. I appreciate that. Rida, $5 says daily dose of mandem. I like that. Cryomancer with a $200 super chat says, what up, D? Long time no see. Dropping it off for TSR. Dude, you all of a sudden, you show up to my channel, and now, well, you know what? Listen, I regularly get three-figure super chats, but man, I've never gotten one that early. That is the Kevin Samuels effect. Just to Ows, $10 says, thanks to both of you for what you do. Peel IT, $5 Australian says, I called into Kevin's show last week. He was super respectful, but maybe that's because I think it's Snippy. These girls are often very rude to Kevin. Let's talk about that for a second, Kevin, because a lot of times when these women call your show, they're hostile from the start. And the way you screen them now, nothing short of brilliant. The way you don't allow them to be heard unless you feel like they can be heard. Why is it that you think these women come at you like this? And why? Dude, listen, Kevin, you're 173-0, fam. Like, you're undefeated with these hoes, but they all think they're going to be the one to give you your first L. What's with that, man?
Well, the first part is why are they calling this so hostile? Because I've asked the question, what kind of man do you want, right? And then what kind of woman does the man that you want?
Oh,
Like last
wow.
night, I did that show on Do Single Mothers Deserve
Yes.
High Value Men. If you watched it, you had women actually saying, I've got 2 kids, 3 kids, 43, overweight, this, that. They all believe it. And the thing is, prior to me being on YouTube, it was falling on deaf ears because guys could give their opinion, but a lot of guys were behind avatars, not out in public, not saying anything, or they didn't have any credibility of actually being out in corporate America, this and that.
Right. That matters, Kevin.
So me actually having to live this life and then saying, no, I'm in these spaces and I am still working with these kind of men, and this is not what they want. It's like cognitive. It's a disconnect, and they can't believe that they've been lied to. It's like Neo when he first got out of the Matrix. He just couldn't believe it.
Right.
They just couldn't wrap their mind around it. So the first thing you do is you want to attack it because it's like they're rejecting the truth. This can't be real.
Like when he threw up.
Like when I was talking to a woman one day, and the reality is you're older, you earn $300,000 or more, and even if you try to get your mind to be okay to accept every guy, by 6 months down the line, you would be mean to that guy because you've had a lifetime of being disrespectful to him.
Right.
So
And Kevin, this is
they're not
and
angry
what
with me;
okay.
they're angry with the reality.
So they're angry with themselves and
No, they're
obviously
not
angry
angry
at the
with
dating
themselves.
market.
They're angry with the reality. They're angry that they've been lied to their entire life.
Okay.
They're angry. Okay, I'm going to do a video next week on Susan Banker,
Okay.
and she has this woman by the name of Susan Crowder. I'll pull it up. But this woman wrote for Cosmopolitan magazine back in the 70s, and she openly admits she wrote a book called Subverted: How the Women's Movement Lied to Women.
There it is.
This woman sat back and said, I was married for 40 years. The owner of Cosmopolitan was married for 50 years. But this was an actual orchestrated plan of selling product to modern American women. You don't sell a piano to modern people. You sell a lifestyle, and you sell a music room, and you sell, if you want to live well, you need a music room, and then modern people will say music room need piano.
Yes.
How do you sell tampons, beauty products, condoms, birth control, girls trips, and all this other stuff to women. You sell a lifestyle. The Cosmopolitan magazine, according to the owner of the magazine, was the Playboy for women. And what happened was she converted to Catholicism. She quit Cosmo in the 80s.
Okay.
And then she had a Nort Roba herself.
Okay.
And then in the 2000s, she converted to Catholicism, and then she started looking around and started realizing all these Sex in the City widows and saying, wait a minute, the stuff we told women, delay
Right.
marriage, wait, all this stuff, is not working, and women are. So she felt she needed to tell somebody about it, to tell her. And when I do this video, I'm gonna do it first. We should talk about it afterwards, though.
Okay.
It's crazy because we've been telling women this, that feminism lied to you. They tied, and they used all the language of the Southern strategy and
Of course.
marketing. This was an effort to keep women spending money. And one of the
All it was
biggest
all a
ways,
money grab.
and the only way you can keep women doing that is to get them to delay marriage. And the only way you can get them to delay marriage is to do what? Make casual sex okay, i.e. birth control and Nort Roba,
Yep.
and making it okay. And then even if you do decide to become a baby mama, make that okay.
Right. Right.
So women are starting to realize after the beer bug, when the whole world shut down,
Yeah.
that they looked to the left, looked to the right, and they had nobody. All these great and wonderful jobs and all this stuff was supposed to make them happy, they had nothing. And women collectively in the West had to say, oh my God, this is what it's going to look like at the end.
That's right.
That's when the red pill, RP, and guys like us start taking out, because we're actually telling them, all right, ladies,
We've been
at the
forecasting
time,
this
they're starting
forever,
to
right?
and this is and the thing is, they're angry, but they're not angry at me. They're angry at the reality. Just like when I have women come to my channel and say, first I listened to you, I was angry, then I started listening to it.
You
This
hear
happened.
those stories, yeah.
But then I also have women. But then I also have. I posted on my YouTube and my Instagram. My Facebook group, 8 couples got together and 3 on.
Wow.
They are
That
engaged.
dude.
There's an engagement the other day in Aruba. So
No.
they can't argue with the result. And that's
Of course
another.
not.
So what happens then? I also have a bunch of other female content creators who are or misandrous, and they're selling them a bunch of fantasies, a bunch of this, and then it's really just it's a women over age 35.
That's all it is.
You
It's all
realize-
the same age group.
Yeah, and they realize that their value is down. They can't turn back their hands, so they're upset. So of course they're going to come out at somebody, you, me, whoever.
Here's the deal. This is funny. What you just talked about.